So have you ever heard the saying, if you build it, they will come? This is an old reference to Field of Dreams with Kevin Costner, for anyone who remembers that movie. And this is a common thing that happens with a lot of e-commerce entrepreneurs that I meet with. They put so much heart and passion and energy into building the perfect e-commerce store, and then they go live, and what happens the next day? Not much. They're kind of waiting for all of these perfect customers to show up. But really, we have this saying internally that we only say amongst our team members: if you build it, they likely will not come. That's because they don't know who you are. They haven't heard about you. So it's not enough to just build an amazing store and launch it and expect that your perfect customers are going to come flying through the next day. What you need to do instead is map out your full customer journey. And this is the tool that I was just referring to. It's called the Customer Value Journey. It's one of the staple tools here at Digital Marketer. And we're going to map out how we can reach your perfect customer who's out there in the internet abyss. And we're going to show you how you can get their attention and show them that you can transform them with your amazing products. And we're going to show you how you can then lead them to your website, how you can get them in your email list, how you can get them to buy from you the first time, fall in love with you, buy from you time and time and time again, and get them to become your advocate and become your greatest promoters who will send you new business. So with e-commerce, I'm going to walk you through kind of what your customer is going through at each of these stages of the customer value journey. At the aware stage, this is where the customer learns for the first time that you can get them to their transformational state. And you're usually going to do this by agitating their pain or showing them what the transformation can look like. But it's the first time that you win their attention. And if you got their attention and they saw the value in what you were saying, well, guess what? You're leading them to the next stage of the customer value journey. This is the engage stage, right? So the customer now, they saw a message from you and it resonated with something that was keeping them up at night. They received value in that message. Now they're at the engage stage and they're considering you. They may or may not be fully sold and they're kind of thinking about buying, but they're debating you, right? So you need to build a lot of trust and familiarity at this engage stage. And if that all went really well, they're going to go to the subscribe stage. In e-commerce, we ultimately want them to purchase right after the engage stage, but it doesn't always happen that seamlessly. Like there's going to be a lot of people who arrive on your product page. It's going to make sense right away and they're going to transact and check out. But that doesn't happen with every single person who arrives on your site. So you want to be thinking about collecting email addresses at a bare minimum. After the subscribe stage, they've joined your email list, and that is going to take them to one of the most important stages of this customer value journey. That's convert. Now the customer commits to you. They believe that you're going to deliver on the transformation. They're all in, and they buy from you for the very first time. At the excite stage, what happens with the customer now? Well, they're in this heightened stage of anticipation, waiting for your products to arrive at their doorstep for the very first time. They receive the product, they unbox it, they're super excited, but ultimately they get to touch and feel and experience your product in their hands for the very first time. And this is when they're going to validate whether you delivered on your promise or not. And they may do this publicly through a testimonial, or they may just do it in their own mind and say, yeah, wow, this product is awesome, it delivered. Or they're going to say, shoot, everything that they said in their marketing was so amazing, but the product isn't really meeting my needs. So it's really, really important that you have an awesome product that delivers value at this stage. And if that went really well, all roads need to ultimately lead to the ascend stage in e-commerce. This is where the real profit takes place for your business. And this is all about reselling to your customer time and time and time again and delivering on their full transformation that they sought out. And if that goes really well, we're going to jump up to the advocate stage. And now the customer is going to vouch for you on your behalf. And they're going to be willing to give you that stamp of approval. And if that went really well, the last stage here, which is a really important one, this is the promote stage. Every great e-commerce business has a group of fanatics who are obsessed with the company. They will be the people screaming on the rooftops all about you. When you launch a new product, they'll be the first people to buy. And ultimately, they're going to promote you to their friends and family. If you delivered on this transformation, everybody's going to ask you, hey, why are you so happy lately? And they're going to say, it's because I bought this product and it solved this pain that I had and it's so amazing, you should go and check it out. So there's the 8 stages of the customer value journey and what the customer goes through when they're interacting with your brand. And now I want to show you what you need to do as a business owner at each stage of the journey to make sure that you're helping customers advance through each of these 8 stages. So at the aware stage here, remember, this is the first time the customer hears about you. So it doesn't always need to be online. They may have heard of you by shopping at a retail store that carried your product. They may have found you at a pop-up shop or a farmer's market. But when we're thinking online, and what we're going to be talking about in this certification is how do we go and get customers online? And these are going to be things like Facebook advertising, Google advertising, all of these different social channels that we can advertise on. It could be influencer marketing, affiliate marketing, but ultimately we're going to be sending out a message on one of these channels to get their attention and drive them to the next stage. At the next stage, this is the engage stage. So most of the time, we're leading a customer from an ad to a product page or a pre-sale page, but it could also be your homepage. And remember, right now, the customer is vetting you for fit. So you want to make sure you build trust and likability. You want to include things like social proof at the engage stage. You want to include videos. And you want to preempt any objection that they would have to buying from you. So if there's any little objection they have about you and you don't answer it on this engage stage, you may have just lost a customer. So this is a very, very important one that addresses all of your customers' needs and desires. At the subscribe stage, remember, we ultimately want our customers to buy from us. So the first thing that I have listed here is a 2-step order form. As they go through the checkout process, they will be required to put in their contact information. And yay, they subscribed, and maybe they checked out right away at the convert stage. But if they didn't, at the very minimum, we want them to be entered into our abandoned cart flows and our welcome flows. And if a customer doesn't have enough desire to purchase yet, then we need to actively go out of our way to collect email addresses. It's a lot of resources that we invest into getting visitors to our site. If they're not going to buy, at the very minimum, we absolutely need to be growing our email list. We have a saying internally amongst our team, and I'm sure I've heard it elsewhere as well. The money is in the list. You always need to be growing your email list in e-commerce. So you would want to include something like a welcome offer at the subscribe stage, where users can sign up to receive 10% off their first purchase. At the convert stage, as I said before, this is one of the most important stages and an important piece of this puzzle. You ultimately need visitors to buy from you. It's going to be a big investment driving a ton of traffic to your store. And the last thing that you want to do is cross your fingers and hope that everyone gets how amazing you are, because they probably won't. So you need to package up front-end offers that they would be silly to pass up on. Beyond your front-end offers, you also want to be thinking about growing your average order value at this stage. So you could do things like free shipping thresholds where customers receive free shipping if they spend over 100. Great way to increase your average order value. But you would also be thinking about post-purchase upsells before you ship. So you could send out an email that says, hey, thank you so much for your order. Do you want to add another item to your cart for no additional shipping cost? You could do this through email. You could do this through an on-site upsell as well. Remember, at the excite stage, this is where your customer is in a heightened state of anticipation. So they bought from you. They're super excited about your brand. They've demonstrated intent. Now they're just waiting for the product to arrive. So you want to be thinking about that shipping experience. People don't like shipping times, right? If they're really long, the customer is going to take that out against you. So you want to be sending out shipping updates. You could send customers back to a shipping tracking landing page. That would be a very good idea. But ultimately, once the product arrives, remember, this is the first time that the customer interacts with your brand. And they validate whether or not you deliver on the value that you promised in your marketing. So you want to be thinking about the unboxing experience. How do you package up your products? How do you add that white glove treatment to give them the VIP experience? Do you send handwritten notes in all of your products? That might be a good idea. Because ultimately at the excite stage, the measurement is love. Did they fall in love with the product? And that's what we need to achieve. If the customer fell in love at the excite stage, ultimately, we need every customer to arrive at the ascend stage. This is where the real profitability happens. Remember at the convert stage, this is when the customer buys from you for the very first time. And when customers buy from you for the first time, there is always a cost associated with that sale. Whether you were putting money into ads or investing time and resources, you needed to do something to get customers there. So when they buy from you for the first time, you're kind of usually just offsetting that investment. But the great news is, at the ascend stage, there's no longer that hefty customer acquisition cost associated with each sale. So when they buy from you a second time and a third time and a fourth time and a fifth time, you get to take home more margins. There's more profitability in repeat purchases. And if at the ascend stage, you delivered on this ultimate transformation, the next step that we need to go to is the advocate stage. Remember, at the excite stage, we may have collected our first testimonial. So a customer received the product in the mail, they fell in love, and they gave us a quick testimonial. But at the advocate stage, this is when we've developed true advocacy. Customers have bought from us time and time again, so they become our fans and our advocates. And not only are they going to give us a testimonial for the first product that they bought from us, but they're going to provide us with user-generated content. They become our advocates, and we get to use that content in our marketing campaigns. They will also participate in product surveys. So you can get feedback on how much they love your existing products. If you're planning to launch new products, it's these advocates that you want participating in your surveys. Beyond advocacy is the next and final stage of this customer value journey that you need to be thinking about. Of course, we talked about it earlier. This is the promote stage. And we know if we deliver on the transformation and we change our customers' lives, they're going to naturally be out there in the world promoting for your business. But you need to be thinking about this as a store owner. How can you incentivize this action and get more best customers promoting on your behalf? And the last stage of the customer value journey, as you would know by now, is promote. This is when the customer is going to boast about you to all their friends and family. And if you delivered on their transformation, they're going to naturally do that anyway. But as a store owner, you don't want to leave anything on the table. You want to incentivize them to promote and tell everybody. And the top 3 ways that we like to do this in e-commerce is coming up with a referral program where they can earn rewards for promoting on your behalf. And this could be things like friends and family codes or just social sharing. And if you implement all of these tactics along this full customer value journey, this is the way to really optimize the success and profitability of your online store. Throughout the certification, we're going to be showing you 2 real-world e-commerce businesses that we have applied the customer value journey strategies to and help them grow over the last several years. The first business that we're going to be taking a look at is called Black Hair, like the rabbit. And this is a t-shirt company. And I remember meeting the owners for the very first time. And they basically said to me, Scott, we've sold our t-shirts at farmers markets. We want to build a full throttle e-commerce campaign, but we don't know how to do that. And we're having a really tough time differentiating our t-shirt business from other t-shirt businesses. They thought of themselves as a commodity. And they said, well, what do you mean we sell t-shirts? So throughout the certification, I'm going to show you how we help them differentiate their offering and really get some amazing growth by launching some initial campaigns. The second business that we are going to take a look at is called Ocean Sports. We've worked with this business for a very long time. They're some of my favorite people, and they're located in our hometown of Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, where it's all prairies. There's no oceans in sight. So a lot of what they sell is actually sporting goods for lakes. So they sell a lot of kayaks, they sell wakeboard gear, and these kinds of things. And we're going to show you exactly how we deployed a lot of these strategies to help them grow their business as well.